Hey, thanks for stopping by. You're going to love this one. I'm joined by my great friend, Dave Albano from the Joza Marketing. This man has an MBA in marketing and he's a certified digital marketer, marketing professional. Boy, it shows. You're going to see the 6-step framework you can implement today to close more sales, but high ticket sales. He's going to take you through the actual proposal that he uses. He's got a template for your proposal that actually he uses to sell $90,000 deals. So if you're looking to close more deals and higher ticket transactions, you need to understand this framework. He goes through methodically and taking you through each piece, the offer stack, the value build, the social proof, the case studies. You're going to love it. You're probably going to take lots of screenshots and you're going to get working on your presentation so that you can go out and close high tickets now. If you like this, make sure to like this show and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you'll be alerted every time we've got fresh, hot marketing just like this dropped into your inbox. So share it with your friends too. If you like it, I guarantee they will too. All right, go mobile or go home. Enjoy the show. Hey everybody, how you doing? Damian Zamora, CEO of GoMobile Solutions, coming to you from Cabo San Lucas, as you guessed, once again with another happy hour hangout installment. Yes, for those of you that are here live, get ready. This is going to be fun. For those of you that are watching this on YouTube, look, you're going to love this material. So please smash the like button, share this with your friends if you like it. Definitely subscribe to this channel, because you want to know when we drop the next drop, because you do not want to miss the stuff that we share on these happy hours. We've been doing this for about 3 years now, delivering you the goods from my great friends, my pristine network of thought leaders and business leaders and people that really understand this marketing game. And today I'm joined by none other than my really good friend, Mr. Dave Albano. And I got to tell you what, this man, Dave, the CEO of Joza Marketing, he's been my friend now for about 10 years. We just had a little pregame huddle discussion about that. This man is super smart. He works with he's an agency, world-class agency. He works with 7-figure business owners, taking them to double revenues in 12 months or less. That is how he is called to action, to double 7-figure business revenues in 12 months or less. And the reason he's able to do this is he really understands the agency game. He understands marketing. He understands online marketing. Dave has an MBA, and he's also a certified marketing professional for digital marketer for 10 years now since they started. Many of you may know Digital Marketer. They are the biggest in the industry for marketing communities, and originally run by a friend of ours, Ryan Dice and Perry Belcher. And, you know, he's still one of those certified marketing professionals helping businesses that come through, and he's been certified by these guys. So wherever the platforms go, wherever the marketing trends go, Dave's at the front of the line. Dave's at the front of the line learning this stuff so that he can apply it in his agency. So what you're going to see today, how he's going to share with you exactly what it takes to run a high-scale professional agency with a high ticket. We've talked a lot about $2,000 to $3,000 for mobile apps. What about a $90,000 client? If that sounds exciting to you, if you'd like to see what's involved to be able to land high ticket clients, that's what you're going to learn about today. You're going to learn a lot of other stuff too. When I met my friend Dave, we met on John Travolta's yacht. Okay, I know that sounds strange. It sounds a little funny, but in 2014 or so, TNC, Traffic and Conversion, that's digital marketers' big physical seminar that they've had all these years. And so I was introduced by a fellow friend to Dave, and Dave, he's crazy, man. This guy rented John Travolta's yacht from the 70s. So that's where we met. And from that moment forward, we went on to throw about 6 or 7 parties together. Some of the stuff you guys have seen in the GoMobile community, when that traffic and conversion comes around and there Damian's throwing a party again, this is my party partner right here. So he loves to party, but he also loves to coach and teach. And that's what you came here for today. So Dave, say hi to the GoMobile community.
Global community, what's up? I am so excited to be here, Damo, and yeah, it's going to be a fun, fascinating ride, and hope you guys are ready to buckle in your seatbelts, strap on, because I'm going to take you for a little rocket ride.
It's your show.
I would flip it back and say it's your guys' show. I'm here to serve you. Thanks for showing up. I do not take lightly your time. I value it as deeply as my own. I'm really conversational and free flowing. I have a lot to cover today, and it is presentation style. I do have a paired slide deck for you. I do tend to talk fast, and I have a ton of slides to go through. Some of them, they're not even relevant to you because it's specific to my presentation, but I will point out the relevant bits, and we'll go deep in that. So feel free to
thank you, Dave. Thank you. And I appreciate that. So you all know Dave, my friend Dave here is from Canada. He refers to himself as a knucklehead. Don't know what that means, but it sounds cool. So I just wanted to say it. But I will tell you this man has done some stuff that I just realized. I don't know how we know each other for 10 years. And I don't know that this man climbed the wall of China. I don't know that this man climbed Machu Picchu, and this man climbed Kilimanjaro and 20 or 30 other, this guy's an adrenaline junkie. So he's definitely a man of my own heart because I love that adrenaline chasing too. So I just thought everybody should know that little fact that it took me 10 years to find out, Dave.
Yeah, I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm a high altitude mountaineer, and I put myself in crazy, big, bold, hairy, audacious positions. Sometimes by accident, sometimes on purpose, but I believe in going big or go home.
Go big or go home. Everybody knows what that's about here. All right, well, let's have some fun. I know you're going to do some screen sharing, Dave, so let's rock and roll, and I'm ready.
All right, let's rock and roll indeed. All right, so I'm gonna go into slideshow mode, and then I'll kick out later on in the presentation because there's a whole bunch of other slides that I have to zip through, but this is about high ticket proposals. And I understand that most of you are agency owners on here. And I'm going to show you, well, I'll show you what we're going to talk about in a second, a little agenda here. But this is literally how to instantly, and when I mean instant, I mean in an hour or less when you present this proposal to a prospect, instantly build your authority in front of them when they've never met you before. I do it all day long. And yes, sell 90,000 or more offers. Close complete strangers. This works 80% of the time, guys, because there's a whole bunch of psychology. What Damien doesn't know about me, and maybe I should shout this a little louder from the rooftops on occasion, is that yes, I have my MBA, but I also did my undergrad in social psychology. I actually did my honors thesis in goal setting and motivational theory because I love to know what makes people tick. And that's all marketing is. So I've baked a lot of literally decades. I've been doing this stuff for 2 decades. I hung my shingle out in 2003, literally 2 decades of business. And my business has morphed and transitioned and pivoted with COVID and all these things. But one thing has stayed tried and true throughout all of that is this proposal honed over literally decades of my experience and decades of research and psychology all baked in here. So it's a high ticket framework, and I'm going to show you why you want to go high ticket if you aren't already. So in an hour or less reference, that's in reference to how long it typically takes me to present this presentation to a client prospect. Okay. Oh yeah, and there's my Facebook deets. If we want to connect on Facebook, feel free to hit me up there. You can reach out after that. Okay, so what we're going to cover is a 6-step framework you can actually swipe and deploy today. Take lots of notes, take lots of screenshots. Full disclosure, I'm going to tell you this right now. You are not going to get these slides. That's not because I'm going to be selfish about it, but it's because I need you to do the work. I need you to roll up your sleeves, and you'll see what I mean by that in a minute, because there's a lot of meat on these slides, and you have to apply your own stuff and your own offers into them. So if I just give them to you, it's all going to be my branding, my offer is not relevant to you. So I'm going to get that out of the way, take lots of notes and screenshots, and it's 6 simple steps that if you follow, I promise it'll change your life. Okay, so I'm going to go over the actual proposal buried inside of this presentation that I use to close those 90,000 plus offers, how to templatize these proposals so it makes it easy for you. I have this one deck that I use over and over and over and again, and it takes me 5 minutes to customize it for a prospect so they think they're special, and that I took a lot of time prepping for them. And then key principles that allow you literally to control the entire sales process, which is really key aspect of what you want to do. You don't want them to go down rat holes. You want to control the environment you're creating. What you should include in the offers to literally make them irresistible. That's why we close 80% or more. And the 6-word close that literally turns these complete strangers into my best high ticket customers. And when you say that close, there's a bit of a secret sauce to it that I'll also share with you. So that's what we're in store for today. Sound good? So why high ticket in the first place? Let's do some fun with numbers. I'm not great at math, but this is some of the best math you'll ever see. And here's why. Let's say you're selling, and I deal a lot with the info product world and a lot of those, or if you're selling a widget or even a t-shirt online for 29 bucks, you got to sell 1,000 units to get 29 grand in revenue. If your thing is like 300 bucks, then you got to sell 100 of those to get about 30 grand in revenue. Makes sense, right? Simple math. Let's go up. Now, if you're selling a $10,000 thing, you only got to sell 10 of them to get 100,000 versus 29,000 of the 1,000 unit thing. What sounds easier, selling 10 of something or 1,000 of something? And all the sales psychology applies for both kinds of sales, high ticket or low ticket, right? Now, if you get into like super high ticket, like we're getting to the 60,000, the 80,000, and 9,000 range, 60,000, 5 sales to get over $250,000. Not too shabby. 80,000, I sell 90,000 plus. 13 units, that's an easy $1 million business for 13 sales guys, just to put it in perspective. Okay. So, and here's a writer downer. It's just as easy to sell high ticket as it is to sell low ticket. Let me repeat that. It's just as easy to sell high ticket as it is to sell low ticket. Why? We've all been on sales pages for a $29 thing or a $297 thing, and all the same elements are there for a big ticket item, typically. Okay. So, or all the same elements go into this, the sales process. All right, now a lot of people are afraid of raising their prices. I'm going to encourage each of you after this call. Here's your value add, your value drop right here. I want to challenge each of you to raise all your prices 10% right out of the gate.
Okay,
right,
we're doing it, Derek. Take the note. All right, thank you, Dave. We're doing that. We're going to raise everything by 10% right away.
Thank you. Everybody's like, stop!
Don't do that.
Yes. Everyone freaks out to raise their prices because, oh, I'm going to lose customers. What about my competition? Blah, 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 blah. Screw that. Here's why. Look at this chart. This is take a screenshot of this, guys. This is the best chart you'll ever see. You need to know 3 things. One, your gross margin, whatever your margin is. So your profit margin is across the top of this chart, the 20% up to the 60%. Now, with the second thing you need to know is how much you're going to increase your price by. We use the 10% example. When you juxtapose or find the intersection, let's say 25 to 30 is standard in the industry, by the way. So if you're doing more than that, you're doing awesome. So congrats on that. Let's take 30 as an average. Okay. So let's look at this number here, 30%. Let's say we raise our prices 10%. Let's say just encouraged you all to do. If your margin is at 30%, you follow that column down across the 10%, the resultant percentage in that cell there is the amount of sales you would have to lose. Your sales will have to drop by 25% in this case if you just raised your prices by 10%. You would have to lose 25% of your clientele if your margins are 30%. If you raise, that's how much your business could withstand that price drop. 25% in sales lost to equal the same amount that you're earning now. Does that make sense? Is everyone following that?
Never looked at it like that. Wow.
It's crazy. Now, imagine if you bumped up to 20%. Look at this number, 20%. And of course, the higher your margins are, the more price increase you can do with less risk. All right. So let's look at Nabi's example, 70%. He's literally off the charts. So let's go as high as this chart says, 60%. If you're doing a 60% margin and you increase your prices by 20%, you guys can all see my cursor moving as a pointer, right? Is that cool? Do you see that? Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So we got a 60% margin. You increase your prices by 20%. Look at the intersection there. You would have to, same thing. You would have to lose a quarter of your current sales to have the same revenue as you do right now if you increase your prices by 20%. You see the power of that? Even if you raise them 2%. If you're, look at these numbers here. If your margin is only 20%, and you raise your prices just a measly 2%, you would have to lose almost 10% of your business to break even at your current rates.
So is the idea here that if you increase just using your example you're using now, if you increase it by 2% and you only lost, let's say 3.5%, then you're way in the money. What you're saying is that if you lost 10%, then you kind of you went the other direction you didn't want to go, but
barely, but you're largely breaking even. These drops in business in the chart represent the sales decline your business can withstand based on these margins and these price increases.
Got it.
To get the same thing, to get the same revenue you're getting now, guys. You get that? It's powerful. So raise your freaking prices.
So if you don't lose any business, you lose 1 or 2 people, and that's only 1 or 2% of the business, then you know what a big move, right?
You win. Just doing that one thing alone, you win. That's why you want to raise prices. That's why I love high ticket, because again, it's no more difficult to make a high ticket sale than it is a low ticket sale. All right, let's move on, because here's my high ticket framework. This is what you want to screenshot here. It's 6 easy steps, and I'm going to go into each one of these in detail. Acknowledge the obvious. I'll tell you what that means in a second. Announce your process. State your authority. Screenshot, screenshot, screenshot. We're good to go. All right, I gave everyone a chance to do that. Here's your next screenshot. Do this one, because this is the meat and potatoes of the entire presentation, guys. Display your results, offer a solution, and ask for the business. Let me say that again. It's really, really simple. Here we go. Acknowledge the obvious, announce your process, state your authority, display your results, offer the solution, and ask for the business. Speaking of business, I have been in business literally for 2 decades, and I tend to read a lot. I've gained a lot of knowledge. This process is predicated upon this book. I encourage everyone to get it. It's called Spin Selling. It's an oldie but a goodie. I think it's 1988 or so. So a lot of the examples are kind of outdated, but they're still, the process is relevant. And this was based on high ticket sales back in the 80s, based on, check out the subtitle, the best validated sales method available today, developed from research. This was actual research and a lot of data analysis from over 35,000 sales calls of the top sales forces across the world. And when I mean sales forces, we're talking back in the day, these giant Xerox photocopiers that would take up an entire room back in the day, that they were charging major corporations 100 or 150,000 for one of these machines. That's the kind of selling that they're talking about in this book. And here's the setup. So most of you, I would assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you're trying to gain clients, you typically have, very common in the industry, a discovery call. And a discovery call is, and I'm not going to go through that in detail here, but basically it's a quick 15-20 minute phone call or Zoom call with your prospect to find out their needs and basically whether you're a good fit together, and see whether the solution in your offer that you provide to them can actually help them. And that's key, guys. You actually have to help. No smoke and mirrors here. All you're doing is finding out their biggest pain points, why they contacted you. Typically it's through some lead generator or whatever. Why do they reach out and ask for your help as an agency? Find out their biggest pain points, what's working in their business, what's not, all in 15-20 minutes. You're just discovering whether you can help them or not. That's it. And then out of that call, typically, because I pre-qualify my prospects even before getting here, if I've done my job properly to get a pre-qualified person on a discovery call, usually I know already before the call that I can help them, right? Then I hear their pain points that, oh, maybe they're trying social media and it's not working, or they used to rank #1 in Google, in the Googles, and now they dropped off, or maybe they don't have any email marketing or lead magnets in place. Very common in the industry. All things I know I can help with. So mentally, as I'm listening to them and thinking, oh, pain point, I got the solution for that. Pain point 2, I got solution #2. Pain point 3, I got solution #3. So out of that discovery call, what naturally do they want to know? They want to know how I can help them and what's it going to cost. That's the big 2 things they want to know. And what's the easiest and natural progression out of the discovery call? They want a proposal. Everyone wants to have a proposal, right? I do proposals differently than most in the industry, and you're going to see how right now. The proposal is literally a presentation like this. I screen share a slide deck, just like I'm doing right now, to my prospects on a Zoom call, just like this. So it's live and in person. I don't ship it out by email. It's not a document. I walk them through a slide deck, just like I'm going to do with you guys. And 80% of the time, they pump out the other side into a client. So that's the setup. Now, here's where this entire slide deck and presentation is about this middle bit, the proposal presentation. This is the meat and potatoes. Now, here's where it's going to get a little Inception. I love this movie. I remember this old movie. I think it's from 2010 era. So this is Leo DiCaprio. Basically, they found some technology to get inside someone's dreams, and then they would plant dreams inside the person's head while they're dreaming. So it was a dream within a dream, and it was within a dream. It was like the Russian nesting dolls, right? Except with dreams. This presentation is the same thing because it's a presentation within a presentation. That's my Inception analogy. And what I've done to do that up until now, you've largely seen orange. See all the orange? I've color coded this. This is the main presentation for you as the audience. What I present to my prospects is in black and green. That's the Inception. This is the proposal inside of the proposal, or the presentation inside of the presentation. Capiche? Is that good? All right. So, literally, this is the title slide of my main proposal that I use to close these clients. And it's a template, and I literally swap out and put their name there and their logo, and that's it, ripped off either from their website or the socials, right? So I'm going to do, oh, and I got these yellow sticky notes all over the presentation. So here's, whenever you see a sticky note, feel free to screenshot it. It goes a little more into detail of as to why I'm doing what, okay? I'm not going to read all of this. You guys can do that on your own time, but I'm verbally saying it. And I'm going to do a fictitious proposal for our good old friend Zuck here. So I got the Facebook logo. I got a picture of him and his name. All right. Notice here's another sticky note here. This is my own branding. This is my Joza Marketing logo. So that logo appears on every single slide virtually for the proposal presentation, just for branding purposes. All right. Now, notice it's orange. This is back to you guys. I'm walked out of the proposal, the title slide of the deck that I present to my prospects. Back to you guys, acknowledge the obvious. How do we do that? This is green. This is back to their deck, okay? So that's how I'm gonna flip back and forth by the color coding of the proposals and the slide decks. Our discussion. Remember, we had a discovery call. We had a discussion. So this goes over the main points. You want to insert the problems here, just in bullet point form on a slide like this. Reiterate the problems they told you in the discovery call. Remember, this is the proposal presentation call number 2. So you're going to insert the problems here. It demonstrates you were really listening to them, and no one does this stuff. So it literally makes you stand out right from the start. The next slides are exact slides from a proposal that I gave to a client, and out of the discovery call, they said they needed an overall cohesive digital marketing strategy. This is literally the slides I lifted right out of that presentation. They've had bad experience with past marketers. I'm a little tongue-in-cheek. I like to be fun and a little gregarious, so apologies. I'll throw that right into the slide deck. Throw in your own tone and voice in here. They had a podcast. They were unsure if it was working or not. Lots of effort, but it wasn't monetizing it. I knew I could help them with that. They had a 20,000 strong MailChimp list, 20 downloads per month on their podcast, largely unmonetized, right? These are the problems that I heard, what they had and their issues they were having with their assets, right? So I reiterate that. And here's some more. They had a current social media manager. They were okay, but they weren't tracking the results properly, so they didn't know if the expenses were worth it or not. Basically, I'm just summarizing all the main points we had on the discovery call. Cool? That's it. That is step number 1. That's what I mean by acknowledging the obvious. Why is it obvious? Because they already know it. It's obvious to them. I'm just reiterating what they already know to prove that I was listening. And this call might be the next day or 2 days after the discovery call, just for the temporal aspect of things. All right, and that's all acknowledge the obvious is. Step 2 is announce your process. Your process, this is going to be the meat and potatoes of your presentation. It's basically your methodology, okay? I'm going to jump out of this presentation right now because there's a whole long list of slides I'm going to skip over just in the interest of time, because you're going to replace them with your own methodology. All right. And as the sticky note here says, just walk them through your own process, replace the following slides with your own. We left ours in just so you can see a real world example. Okay, so now I'm just in regular PowerPoint. Doesn't matter what you do this in, guys, whether you're a keynote person or PowerPoint, don't much matter. So here, I'm just going to use the slide control on the side, and I just go through, this is the bulk of it. Look at how many slides here. This is all the methodology stuff. I'm going to highlight a couple of them just because they have sticky notes in them. So I go into, hey, our process is all about people, and I go into how we evolved as humans and why this works and why the brain works. I have something called the client adventure score that I can walk them through when you work with me. So I'm already creating intrigue, and we go through what's called the customer value journey. That's all part of our methodology. Anytime you can insert a framework into your own methodology, and here's a key piece, guys, if you can name it, it becomes proprietary to you. Have some kind of proprietary process, even if it's just naming your packages, right? That's key. So that's what I do here, and I'll walk them through what that looks like. I'm a funnel strategist, so I go over all the big components of what goes in an awesome funnel, especially focusing on the return path. So I go deep into the return path. And here's where I start to, and I answer any questions they have, of course. So I'm going to go over this part really fast because this part is not relevant. My slides are not relevant to your methodology. You're just going to replace all this with your own stuff. Okay, makes sense? So the return path, if you know anything about funnels, is just a way to bring people back into the funnel after they leave it at the point they left, right? Because you're going to talk to someone opts in for a lead magnet, they see a thank you page, and you're trying to upsell them something else. And if they stop there only at the opt-in, they're only a lead then, they're not a buyer. So you're going to talk to leads differently than you're going to talk to buyers and so forth. So the return path, typically through email marketing or retargeting or even exit pops, anything that brings them back into the funnel where they left off, that's what we call the return path. And I go over that for them because most of them aren't familiar with that concept. But then I go over this. So this is key, guys. I make reference, as Damien mentioned at the top, I am actually a certified partner with Digital Marketer. They launched, Damien, do you remember this program they launched? This is probably going 8 years
I do
back.
remember the machine. Yep.
Yeah, the machine. So I was actually a beta tester for this program. It was a $2,000 program that Digital Marketer rolled out, all on basically email marketing. How to make, it was, he called it the invisible sales. Actually, it's on the next slide here. Invisible selling machine. He literally, this is Ryan Dice. He's the CEO and founder of, co-founder of Digital Marketer. They're like 100 million plus annual company, and the 800-pound gorilla in the space. That's why I partnered with them. So I'm able to leverage all their systems, processes, case studies, techniques, all that kind of stuff, right? I encourage you to do the same. But anyway, he literally wrote the book on it. And if we go back here, back to this program, it was a $2,000 coaching program that they called the machine because it operated literally like a machine. Set it and forget it once you put it up. And then notice I'm including a shot of Ryan and I, because we're good friends, good buddies, having some wine together. It's not at a conference with my my arm around someone with my name tag. This is a social setting proving that we're homies, we're friends. It's much more casual, right? So as the sticky says, feel free to screenshot this one for the sticky notes. Insert gratuitous shot of you with an industry leader, if you have one, to borrow their credibility. This is part of the instant authority, guys. If you don't have any of your own credibility in your space, go to one of your industry leaders and get shots with them and insert them in your presentation, right? Use an informal one wherever possible versus a staged one at a conference, right? To better show that you're friends and instead of just business associates, all right? Now, a key component of the machine is all these email templates, which I bundle in with my offer. The prospect doesn't know that yet, so I seed, they also get the machine and the implementation of it. So what I'm doing here, I'm seeding what they'll get in my offer. I'm not at the offer yet. I'm still in the methodology section, right? Just stating our process and what we do. And I say, hey, this is how we do that. This is how we do email marketing. It's based off of this book. I'm inserting testimonials here. Oh, by the way, we got all these templates. And then I throw in this killer testimonial, right? Boom, here. Made $20,000 from one email. It's a hyper relevant testimonial anytime, as the stickies here, screenshot this one. Drop in testimonials that the more relevant they are to the conversation, the better the testimonial, the better the conversion. So I'm talking about email marketing here, so I'm not going to drop in a testimonial about SEO or PPC. It's about email, right? So it proves that my processes, my systems work, and from my clients, my former clients are saying this, right? Using one simple strategy, one email template. What did I just show them? I just showed them dozens of email templates. And I explained to them there's dozens of emails within each of these campaigns. This represents over 100 emails in these Word docs. This is from one email template in one of those docs sent once, $20,000 sale. Boom, pretty impressive. So that's what I mean by going back up here. That was all step 2, announce your process. This is just your methodology, guys. So whether you're doing your methodology, name it, especially if it's a framework. Here you might want to drop in your how you do SEO uniquely from the competition, or PPC, whatever your secret sauce is. This is where you want to dump it in, okay, in that section. Then step 3 is state your authority. Here, now I'm going to go, now I'm going to go, I don't have to go back into the Prezi for this one either. So state your authority. Now, check this out. Where are we? I do that by going, why work with us in the first place? This is your chance to shine, okay? Now, look at the slides, 42. I actually deleted some of these slides just in the main, my actual presentation, just in the interest of time. By the time I get here, I'm actually up to closer to 50 slides. So check out this, the sticky here. Screenshot this one. Only after 50 or so slides do I even consider talking about myself and why they want to work with us.
Wow.
It's all about them. 50 slides deep, guys.
Wow,
And
that's different.
yeah, right. No one does that. Everyone says, hey, I work with us. I'm from Joseph Marketing. We do this, that, and the other thing. Here's why you want to hire us. It's all about them first. Remember this whole process right at the beginning, right here. Step 1, acknowledge the obvious and go through our discussion. What is that about? That's all about them. Step 1 is all about them and stating their issues, right? And then step 2, announcing your process. Is it about you? Yes, but you're not talking about you personally. You're talking about your process and your frameworks and your solutions, how it helps them. So it's still about them because you're seeding them and all the stuff in here to help with them. So we announce our process and then, okay, state your authority. Like I say, only after 50 or so slides do I start talking about myself and why. Here's where you want to brag about yourself and go hard on this, guys. This is not the time to be humble. This is the time to show them how awesome you are. Here's how I do that. I'm actually going to go into the Prezi now. Okay, so, and again, take a screenshot of this for the sticky, right? So these are some of the items that we cover when people work with us, okay? So you want to drop in your own stuff. Here it might be PPC, SEO, reputation management, whatever you're doing for local or otherwise, right? But I do a complete marketing plan. I examine the customer avatar, funnel architecture, all this stuff. So you're just going to replace these line items with your own stuff. I also advise, and mine's largely strategy, guys. A lot of these people, they don't have the technology, they don't have the automation in place, and that's what my agency helps them implement, right? List building and monetization, email marketing, content direction, content marketing, KPIs, analytics, reporting, the whole gamut, right? We include all this stuff. Now, I'm high ticket, so I include a lot, right? How they can grow as a business and scale, how they can increase business valuation if they ever want to exit. Not many people, Damien, I don't know if you know this one too, world-class project management. I am actually a world-class project manager. I take that skill set and I bundle it in when people work with me. Why wouldn't I? It adds more value, right? People, a good project manager, if you're hiring in corporate, which I used to consult with. So I used to consult with Fortune 500 companies when I hung my shingle out, like I said, back in 2003. Go big or go home, guys. My very first client out of university, right out of the gate, was I'm up in Canada, so we have Bell Canada here, one of our major telcos. Like in the States, you have AT&T or Verizon. Bell Canada is like that. I worked for their internet division, who had a partnership with Microsoft back in the day to launch the world's largest internet portal of its time back in 2003 with over 2 million users. Now, Facebook's a little bigger now. Okay, ChatGPT is a little bigger now. But at that time, that was groundbreaking. And I was one of the project managers on that. So I know all the risk management, issue management, quality assurance, all that stuff. So I bake all that in. So whatever talents, hidden talents you have that you may not be using to offer to your clients, you can bundle it in to offer higher value at higher ticket. Okay. And then I look for all this other stuff as I'm looking under the hood and kicking the tires of their business when we work together. Operational efficiencies, marketing management, because I act as their fractional CMO. Look for other opportunities that they can exploit. I have a really gift for that, to look at other opportunities in businesses as I start to look under the hood of them. And then remember, this is where you're not shy. If you have any certificates or accreditations, industry awards, anything like that, include it in screenshots in your presentation like I've done here. Look at the date, 2016, customer acquisition specialist, certificate of completion from digital marketer, signed by Ryan Dice. Any awards, accolades you've won, industry awards, certs, even if it's a certificate of completion. And then I go, hey, there's actually 8 core disciplines of digital marketing. Here they are. Oh, by the way, we're certified in all of them. So I'm showing massive credentials here, street cred and authority. Now, here's the kicker. Now, because these are all trainings put on by, and these are world-class trainings by Digital Marketer. Now, because I'm a partner with them, I'm licensed to resell them or offer them to my clients. So when people work with me as a fractional CMO, I bundle all these trainings in so their teams can use them. They can't get there anywhere else unless they're
Added value. Beautiful.
It's all added value. And they haven't even seen the offer yet. I'm just stating my authority still, guys. If you remember the steps, we're on step number 3, state my authority. This is part of that. What I'm doing is I'm seeding the offer. And just to recap, it comes from I'm a speaker as well, speaker and trainer. So it comes from the speaking world where you're seeding an offer from stage to run to the back of the room, that kind of idea, right? So you're teasing it or doing some curiosity, introducing it on stage without telling them it's part of the offer. That's what seeding is essentially. So this is part of my offer, unbeknownst to them yet. So I'm seeding it just by showing it while showing my credentials. Now, this is where you can use borrowed credibility. Okay, so these are some of the customers that use and are certified using those trainings. Shopify, HubSpot, Uber, all these household names, right, use the same trainings. And now their team can have access to them as well. So what can you seed? What can you bundle in with high profile clients? Or let's say you're partnering with another 800-pound gorilla in your industry. So what if you don't have the authority, maybe because we're all small businesses here, you can borrow authority by doing this. Partner with your industry partners, your chambers of commerce, whatever it is. Mortgages. Okay, so that's a good example, Kyla. Kyla works with mortgages. What do you guys do as mortgage brokers? You partner with the Royal LePage, or maybe the real estate brokers, right? You partner with the Royal LePages of the world to borrow what? Their brand, their systems. It's the same idea. How can you partner with someone bigger than you to borrow their authority and their credibility like I'm doing here? Okay, make sense?
Yep.
All right. And then if you take, back in the day, when you took all those certifications, they were like university level courses. When you took all of them, and it earned you the right to go for this diploma, this special designation called the Certified Digital Marketing Professional. I'm the first one ever to get this. And if anyone, Rondo, right, Damien?
Yep.
So Justin Rondo, he is now the CEO and owner of Invisible PPC, if you guys know that brand.
Yep.
But Rondo, as we affectionately call him by his last name, he was the director of marketing at Digital Marketer. So he actually graded this was like a university level diploma type thing, where you had to submit a paper and a practicum. And he mentioned, and we're homies. So he texted me after I submitted mine. He says, dude, you nailed it. You had hands down the most thorough project I graded. If there's a template for above and beyond, it's yours. Now, the people in my market know Justin. And now what am I showing? That I got personal texts from someone else of higher authority than me. So it's borrowed credibility again. Plus, it's a very nice testimonial from him about me while showing another designation, another credential. Any credentials like you have like that, use to your highest and best use. Okay. And don't forget, social proof works really well too. You can screenshot if someone's saying something nice to you on a Facebook group, for example, you can screenshot their comment and dump it in here, just like I screenshotted Justin's text, right? So don't forget about that. It's an easy way to get testimonials. Okay, and then I've already seeded that Ryan Dice is the CEO and founder of the 800-pound gorilla in the space. So I've been invited with him, and he's a known authority in my space. So, and he's invited me to speak at Traffic and Conversion Summit. It's this 10,000 strong marketing conference. That's where Damien and I met, and I've spoken at all these various things. He's asked me to be one of the marketing mentors of the best marketing mastermind on the planet called M3. I was one of their elite coaches. It's like stacking credential upon credential upon credential. If you don't have this, borrow it by partnering with someone like who does. Okay, so it's easy to do. So again, as the sticky note here says, more board credibility and authority building. Just ensure the logos or shots of you on stage from flagship industry events like I've done here. Here I am in a crowd of thousands of people with all eyes literally looking at me. Again, proving my credibility, proving I'm an authority on stage. So this helps elevate my status in the eyes of my prospect. Cool.
Let me throw some context in here, because, you know, this is to sell a $90,000 offer. This is what it takes, right? We're not selling a $9,000 offer, a $900 offer, because you probably don't need to go to the extent of all of this credibility. But this, again, this presentation is around the big mamma jamma packages, right? Correct. And so I love that. I was going to ask you, okay, so what does our audience do if they don't have all these shots on stage, et cetera? And you've answered that. Just, you know, work to partner with, work to JV with. And by the way, partner with doesn't mean make them a 50% partner in your enterprise. Partner could just be, you know, they're going to refer you clients, you're going to refer them clients.
Exactly. Partnering can be free, but has massive value. And if you don't have shots of yourself on stage, that's easy to rectify too, because you want to be an authority in your industry. Go to meetup.com and start a local marketing meetup or a local meetup in your industry for your niche, whatever. I'm Canadian, we say niche.
Go ahead.
And get shots of you presenting or just holding a microphone in front of a small audience, even in a boardroom. That qualifies, guys. That shows that you're an authority.
Very good point.
Stuff. So it's easy to do. Don't overthink this. And then they actually awarded me the first and only, they actually made this award because I added so much value to them. They created an award which has never been awarded since. Again, I have lots of these accolades because I've been doing this for a while. It's a great success. So I have a lot of this. You want to stack as much value and much credentials as you possibly can. And that's what I've done here. I'm featured on their website as an elite coach. So I drop that in with proof. Again, proof trumps all, guys. So I even give them the link if they ever want to go check it out. And then this is great because whenever you can get video testimonials. So I embed this into my proposal presentation. And if you get an endorsement like this, check this out. It should work. This is actually a video I embed in my thing. So it's a video testimonial. You can actually see it on my homepage. If you go to josemarketing.com, you can see it there. It only takes a minute, but it's basically Ryan spouting accolades about me. So it's third-party endorsement instead of me saying it, right? So, and I'll turn up my speakers so the speaker feeds back into my microphone so they can actually hear it on a Zoom call like this, even though it's an embedded video inside the presentation. So that's pretty cool there. And then I give some more gratuitous testimonials from actual clients. And remember my promise, if you go to my website right now, josemarketing.com, it'll say, we work with $1 million businesses to double their revenues in 12 months or less. Proof trumps all. Here from Fernando, we doubled their sales in 3 months. So I over-delivered on that promise. Increased their leads from 10 a week to 30 per day. Blah, blah, blah. Wonderful testimonial from Fernando. And that is all step 3, stating your authority, guys. You see how I did that? So whatever accolades you have, whatever borrowed credibility you can do, gratuitous picks with industry leaders, credentials, awards. There's so much testimonials. You can so much that you can bake into that section alone that I encourage you to do. Shots of you on stage. So display your results. This is where case studies. I want you guys to start collecting case studies all about value in advance. This entire deck, it's not as much as a proposal presentation to them. Most proposals will say, here's our offer, here's how much it is, and they stop there. You see, I haven't even gotten to the offer yet, guys. I'm still building because I'm selling high ticket, right? So I have to build that instant authority and state the proof and add value, add as much value for free before they become a client as you possibly can. This is how I do it. I show them and I literally state, here's some case studies that you can ethically poach. Feel free to use these techniques in your own business, whether we work together or not, adding huge value. Okay. As the sticky says, drop more value bombs in the form of real world case studies, ideally of clients you've already done. Some people are just starting out. If you don't have any actual clients, you know what you do? And this is what I did when I started out. Work for free. Oh, yes, I know it sounds horrible. Go get case studies and actual results for free. If you're just starting out, then you need testimonials. You need, go to your friends, go to your uncle, your mom, your aunt, whoever it is, your barber, the barbershop, your florist, and say, hey, I got this awesome thing here. I know I can help you. Do you mind if I do this for free for you? And in return, give me a good case study or a glowing testimonial? Who's going to say no to that? That's how you can do this without actually having the results. You can generate them pretty much on demand. So I'm just going to go through the headlines. I'm not going to deep dive. I will actually walk the prospect through each of these case studies so they can duplicate it on their end. But look, I'm always marketing, guys. You want to use marketing internally, marketing in your presentations. Don't think of marketing just as, Google ads and SEO. No, I'm using marketing in this presentation. Look at this clickbaity headline. How we created $17,820 in 4 days and a 1,400% revenue boost out of thin air. Does anyone want to know how I did that? You know what? They're thinking the exact same thing. And I walk them through that. And I walk them through the breakdown of exactly what we did and what happened. Take a screenshot of this because it's got the stickies on it. So notice I tell them, and I verbally will say, we did this through our invisible flash sale methodology. I named a technique we use, which is curiosity invoking, and they instantly want to know what that is. And I verbally tell them, right? So again, try to have, like this sticky says, try to have a proprietary method of your own. What does that allow you to do? It allows you to tell them that literally you can't get this anywhere else. If you want to use this methodology, it's only available through me, just because you named it. Right? Might be elsewhere out in the world under a different name, but just name it, kind of brand it yourself. And you can literally say, this is the only place you can get insert name here, right? And then I recap, that's what they did. And it was 7.5 times as before. Who doesn't want that? Here's how we increased client revenue by almost 52% in 19 days without introducing a single new product. Anyone want to know how I did that? Darn tootin', they're thinking the same thing. Right. So I walk them through all that. It's basically funnel strategy. And because I explain the steps of the funnel in my process, and this is part of my offer, insert your own, I walk them through elements of the funnel. And here, this is what I say in the sticky, basically, because I spent so much time earlier explaining it, they understand this case study. So anything proprietary to you or a little more technical, it goes into some technical details here that the layperson isn't going to understand. So I educate them prior so it's useful to them. And by the time I get to this case study, they don't feel stupid. And that's key, guys, because who wants to feel stupid? Who wants to be made feel stupid? No one. So why would you do that in a sales presentation, right? So it's simple for them to understand and they don't feel like an idiot. And that's some people's biggest fear, that of embarrassment, right? So I'm basically overcoming that objection or that potential of embarrassment or fear by educating them before I even get to this case study. So feel free to use that same technique. And then we get that. Another case study, a product launch, 75,000 leads in 10 days with 70% opt-in rates. Proof trumps all. This is a ClickFunnels screenshot showing opt-ins and conversion rates. And then my last one, how we got an instant list of 83,000 in just 1 day with no lead magnet and 20% open rates to cold lists. Want to know how we do that? Oh, look, I got my own CRM that I enter my contacts in and I show them. Proof trumps all. I show them the screenshot of the records that I did for a client. Oh, look at that. They're more seating. because they're going to get this CRM as part of my offer. See what I'm doing here, guys? It's layer after layer after layer of credibility, of case study, and seeding the offer. That's why this works so well. There's a lot of psychology built into this.
I want to insert something really quickly. The CRM that you're using is the popular Go High Level, right?
Yeah, this is my white label version of it. Exactly.
Okay. So I just wanted to make a mention to those of you that are white label partners of ours. You have the Go High Level. You're not able to sell it in your packages yet because you'd have to upgrade that, which you can do that through us. We have an affiliate link. But here's the reason why I throw this in. You know, one of the things that might have crossed your mind up to this point was what goes in a $90,000 offer. And I just wanted to point this one piece out because many of you that are on this call have this piece or can very easily get this piece. And this is one piece that he's embellished out into this offer. It's just one of the pieces, obviously, but I just want you thinking about that. I hope you caught that because if the question is what goes into a $90,000 offer, this is a piece. Go ahead, Dave.
And great comment, Damien. Thanks for pointing that out. And to answer that question, what goes into a $90,000 offer, I'm going to show you exactly what that is. So I'm doing the slow build up, but I've been seeding along the way. And when I'm talking a lot slower to an actual prospect, of course, and answering their questions and going over that stuff. But again, proof trumps all. So any screenshots you can include, stats, any analysis that can back up your claims included, right? And then I go through those case studies and say, and then I have dozens of other testimonials. Screenshot this one if you want for the sticky. I actually send them as a follow-up. A lot of times I'll PDF this deck and send it to them and then follow up in that same email with even more testimonials that are over the top, right? Because I can't cover all of them in this presentation, right? That was step 4 to...
How long does this presentation typically take when you...
Like an hour. I budget 90 minutes and I tell them that. And I say 90 minutes, it depends on their level of sophistication too. I can skip over a lot of this stuff like funnel strategy and all that stuff or the customer value journey if they're familiar with it. And if not, I can do a little deeper dive. So I say, we're going to go for 90 minutes. I usually it takes about an hour depending on how many questions you have and blah, blah, blah. That's how I position that. So that's all display your results. Now we're going to skip down to step 5, which is offer the solution. Okay. Remember, everything up until now is building my authority, offering proof, gratuitous screenshots with me of industry leaders, high ticket logos. It's authority after authority after credibility after authority. It's layered upon layer upon layer of testimonials and all within this framework. Make sense?
Yep.
So by the time I get to offer solution, here's where the rubber hits the road. Up until this point, they've been patiently waiting. What have I done up until now? I've controlled the entire process. Remember, this is a sales call, guys. I'm doing most of the talking. In the discovery call to set this up, they're doing all the talking. I hardly talk at all. I open it up with some niceties and I just shut up and listen. And they're doing all the talking. I'm taking copious amounts so I can load it into the step 1 of this framework, which was acknowledge the obvious. And I state all their issues and problems. Remember? Right? Here's where I'm doing most of the talking. And at this point, look, slide 81, they've been patiently waiting. Maybe there's a little dialogue in between where they're asking clarifying questions. Here's where I offer the solution. After I've just like hit them over the head with a sledgehammer of case study and proof and testimony. Credibility, exactly. And then I get into, remember the inception thing here, you can see this, the orange is for you. This is jumping back into the proposal for the prospect. So this is my offer. It's a 3-month fractional CMO trial. Don't forget about risk reversal, guys, or guarantees. Now, because I'm high ticket and I don't offer a guarantee on the funds they're going to shell out, I handle that by offering them a trial. Okay. And literally, again, sticky point or sticky note. Here's where the rubber meets the road. I just walk them through how they can work with me and the price. That's ultimately what they want to know, but it's done in a very structured way. And I'll show you what that is. I state high-level goals, insert your goals for them here. For me, it's building their brand, a business valuation, identify your best customers, get more of them more often, implement all these programs, continue to build and monetize your list, all these things, right? Scale and grow in a predictable way. insert whatever your high level goals for your clients are there. And then that's the what. But then don't forget, now we're into features and benefits of your offer, right? This next slide is all the features. So it's one-on-one, custom to you. Here we meet, this is the format. I state the format, not just the benefits. This is a feature. We meet once per week via video conference, 1 hour of my time a week to deliver this, guys. And I don't do any of the implementation. This is just strategy. Remember, I offer my project management. Oh, I offer a professional platform. That's what I bundle in as well. If they don't have one, if they're already using one, great, we can use theirs. I say unlimited email and online access between meetings, more value stacking. In reality, no one ever takes me up on that. And I have a fair use disclaimer clause in my agreement form anyway, in case of abuse. I offer them accountability, quality assurance, automating their lead generation, blah, 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 right? So that's what, so again, you're going to replace all of this with whatever your bullet points are in your offer. Look at this, AI is sexy, right? I'm going deep down the AI rabbit hole. I've already bundled that into my offer to allow them to AI their business. I'm an AI integrator now because they don't know how to do it. Right?
AI enable. I like that. Again, right there, he pointed out another one bullet that you could put in to blow up your value prop on your offer. One bullet. Everybody's into the AI right now. That topic's on everybody's brain. Just having that in there, AI enable your business. That could mean all kinds of stuff, but in one bullet, it brings me closer to wanting to buy what this guy has. Now, question for you, Dave, 3-month proposal, 3-month fractional CMO trial. Are you waiting the 3 months to collect, or how are you sorting that out?
It's month over month.
Got it.
So month by month. So I don't do, I'll get to the pricing in a second.
All right, cool.
Are in here, and I'll show you how that breaks down. But I embed myself like wholeheartedly into their, and I love doing this stuff, guys. So I'm very passionate about it, and it's a big challenge for me, which I love. So I'll even, train their teams because I'm a trainer. So whatever you do, whatever your passions are, bundle into your business. It'll make your business more exciting.
I love that, Dave. I love that. And you know what? I'm just going to give you the call to action, everybody, that he's given you permission from the start. Just screenshot.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen so many bullets that a lot of you, might be able to fill. And again, enhancing your presentation, which will blow up the value of your offer.
Absolutely. And that's all we're doing here, guys, is value stacking, right? Now, notice I put minimum, my time has value, right? Minimum 8 hours of my time per month times 3 months, right? So I'm spelling that out for them. That's part of that's a feature. The benefit of that time is what they're all going to get. Thanks, Kimberly. You haven't even seen the offer yet. This is part of it. Okay. And then I go into actual deliverables. This is all high level stuff, these first level slides, but then they want to know actually what they're going to get. So I go into deliverables. They get a detailed assessment. Again, I'm going to skim over this because you're just going to replace this with your own stuff. Maybe your deliverables are, I don't know, 50 keyword, whatever your keyword packages in your SEO. Those are your deliverables that you're going to insert here, right? So we do an assessment, and then I propose and deploy a digital marketing strategy based on those findings, architect their whole customer value map, refine pricing strategies, blah, blah, blah. I bundle all that stuff in, right? And then look, number 3, this is still on deliverables, right? Which I label clearly here. Explore other areas of opportunity. That opens the door to me to go in any direction I see fit with their permission, because they sign off on this, and it allows me to add more value, right? And then remember this, number 4, this is part of the trial. Complete access to Digital Marketers Training Academy with deep dives for their team. Now, I can offer this as a certified partner with Digital Marketer. I can offer all this to my clients. Not only that, I teach and train on every single one of these certs because I helped develop some of them. I'm actually in the email. I teach and train the email marketing cert. So I can go deep into any one of these rabbit holes if their team needs it. Like I can work just with someone's content team or social media team or email marketing or copywriting team and do personalized trainings and customize their answers specific to them. More value. And this is real world value. If you go on DM's website, that's the price of all these certs combined. Remember I introduced the machine before? Oh, they get a copy of all 36 email templates and custom design return paths, done for you automations, all that stuff. $5,000 value. See how I'm stacking the value here? Here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back into into slideshow mode here for a sec.
This is, you know, I got to tell you, this isn't just theory and thought. This is real applicable, right? This is, you can apply this in your business right now. Even if it's a $9,000 package you're selling, you can take components of what you're learning here today and apply this tomorrow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that was one of my promises right at the beginning. Take this stuff that you can implement today, right? Okay, so here I got some animations. I like working with my animations to do a gradual reveal for my prospects, right? To build the anticipation. Do that too, instead of just throwing everything up on the screen and then they're distracted by it and reading all the bottom bullet point where you're only on bullet point number 1. Again, controlling the process. That's why I wanted to skip back into the Prezi mode here to show you the automations. So I tell them, oh, by the way, this all-in-one AI-enabled marketing software and automation is included. And I've already shown this to them. I seeded this before in my case study, the screenshot, remember? And my white label version of high level is called Jackknife. It's your all-in-one marketing multi-tool. That's what I roll up for my clients and prospects. Oh, does this look familiar? These are screenshots from high levels thing, if anyone's familiar with that. Here's all the features, so I didn't have to do it. I just screenshotted them. Here's your features, and it replaces HubSpot, ClickFunnels, WordPress, and all these other tools. Here's their typical and average monthly prices for all these tools. They're all included here. And I keep on going. Oh, surveys and forms, email marketing, who's using ActiveCampaign or HubSpot or MailChimp, like my clients in the discovery session or acknowledge the process. Remember I said they had a MailChimp list? They don't have to pay that $99 monthly fee anymore. Text messaging, right? Booking appointments, who uses Calendly or Schedule Once. This replaces all of that. So I'm teaching them all their cost savings they have when they work with me, because this is all bundled in. And I've already seeded it, so it's not that new to them, right? Workflow automations, courses and products, membership sites, call tracking and analysis. And if you add up all these prices, this is the value stacking, guys, that totals almost $1,500 of value that they're paying in software costs each and every month. And that's how I get to that valuation of over the 3-month trial. They're going to be saving $4,400 with me just doing that alone. Right? More value. And then now I get into the investment. Remember, everyone wants to know what they're going to get. I just covered that. And how much is it going to cost? Here's how you do it. Remember, it's like super structured and you want to control the process. These are actual costs, regular costs. If someone wants to work with me, I literally charge $1,500 an hour for a 3-hour minimum, okay? But I've already told them, remember, as part of the offer, they're getting 3 months of my time at minimum 8 hours a month. Minimum, and I tell them, I'm very generous with my time, which is true. So you're probably going to get more than that, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect, right? So that's 24 hours, so I attach a value to that. This is the value stacking. $36,000 of my time just in the trial that they're going to get with me. All right. Here's some keynotes. Screenshot this, guys. Notice I don't say your cost is, the fee for these services are. No, it's their investment. They're investing in your business. Just that one little repositioning alone will help you close more deals, calling it your investment. All right. Of course, you want to replace this with your own, but just by seeding, what is this? I'm not only value stacking here, guys, I'm seeding my regular hourly rate. Just by including this in this presentation, I've actually gained a la carte virtual consulting gigs at $1,500 an hour, 3-hour minimum, just by including this in the presentation.
Nice.
Always, how do they know what your offers are if you don't tell them, right? So that's what I'm doing here. But I'm bundling it into this package. Total value, does this look familiar? This is where the value stacking and the structure comes in, guys, right? Massive stacking of value. I just went over the certifications and what they're worth, the email templates and their worth, the software and what's that worth, plus my time. $50,000. By this time, they're crapping themselves. They didn't want to afford that or pay for that, right? Excuse me. They see a $17,000 monthly price tag. Already, they're mentally telling themselves they're out. Okay, but that's price juxtaposition. That's where you're going to offer them way cheaper. New client discount only $7,500 a month. Based on the previous slide, that's almost a $10,000 savings monthly, 55% off for a 3-month trial, and they have the option to roll over month. Why do I do it that way? Because number one, it's a trial. They're only in, if this works out and everything goes to hell in a handbasket, after 3 months, they know that they have an out after that. So it's risk reversal that way. And after that, I only charge month over month. There's no contracts after that initial trial. What does that do? That gives them peace of mind to say, hey, Dave isn't working out, we're out. It forces me to be on top of my game to add as much value as I possibly can in those rollover months for them to retain me. So it works both ways. It's win-win. Always think about the win-win, guys, right? Now, this is a B2B play, and if you're agency owners, you're doing the same thing, B2B. I always phrase it as, I'm always not just the win. Everyone says they like the win-win game. I'm about the triple win. It's got to be a win for you, win for me. Most of all, Mr. Prospect, it's got to be a win for your clients, because when they win, we all win. Triple win.
Beautiful, beautifully said.
All right. And then another gratuity. This one should work. This one embedded properly, it looks like. So I'm going to, this is near the end of the presentation. I'm almost done, but check this out. This is what I will leave them with. Another gratuitous testimonial. And how I say that, I literally say, hey, I don't want to take my word for it. And I use my own presentation as cue cards for me. I'm talking the whole time, but I'm just following the bullet points and riffing on what's on the screen for them. You can do the same. So I just literally use the slides as my own cue cards of what to say. Listen to what Etan said about me.
So I just want to take a moment to make this video. One is a
Can you guys hear that okay? Is that audio coming through okay?
Sounds perfect.
Awesome.
major thank you to Dave, but I want anyone else who's considering working with him, just this has been my experience. So I have paid many consultants, programs to buy templates or all these different things. And it always felt like they're hiding something, right? They have something that they're keeping behind the curtain. They're not giving you the full scope of what's actually going to work because they want you to be dependent on them, right? The first time, Dave gave me one of his strategies, I was able to use that strategy right away and also get a $74,000 deal out of it. And then I use it again, and I'm about to close a $100,000 deal. So with that being said, Dave has provided me with incredible strategies that are making a really big impact on my business and my life. I highly recommend working with him. Thank you.
That was a minute-long testimonial, and look at the value and the proof there. Proof trumps all, remember? And what was that one that he was about to close? Since this testimonial, he actually closed that deal. Do you remember what it was?
100,000?
$1,000. Six-figure deal, mic drop.
Yeah.
Right? And do you know what he was referring to? What strategy I shared him with you to close that? I train and teach and mentor other agency owners like yourselves. It was this exact presentation you are watching right now that he implemented to close those deals. $74,000 deal, $100,000 deal, one deal, guys. And what did I just do there? How did I open up the title of the talk? I said 90,000 plus deals. What did I just do to you in your mind? Over deliver. You want to do the same thing with yours, because now it's not just 90,000 deals, which is pretty good. Now it's six-figure deals. It's 100 plus from someone else who used the same strategy. Proof trumps all. So I'm just demonstrating and practicing what I preach here. Then the overarching goal. This is still a presentation to the prospects. Step 6, almost done here, guys. Ask for the business. This is the simplest, but arguably the most important step, because no one knows how to close the offer. You want to know how to close the offer? Here's how you do it. I do this. This is literally my slides. Now, I go through all of that. They've been listening happily this entire time. I'm sure they have questions. I said, I only have one question for you now. My only question is, would you like to work together? That's it. And then I shut up and I let them break the silence. Under no circumstance do I say anything after that question mark. Would you like to work together? That's it. And that is that secret sauce that I referenced before is 6 words. It's a 6-word close, guys. Count the words on the screen. would you like to work together? That's it. That's the close. And then you shut up and let them do the talking. 8 times, I was going to say 9 times out of 10, but it's 8 times out of 10. They'll say, yeah, where do I sign? Send me what's the next steps. And that's it, guys.
Somebody
It's
messed
super-
up your numbers, huh? One customer fouled up your 90%.
I know, right? Dag nabbit. Okay, so screenshot this because here's your sticky notes. And I say, hey, shut up. And you let them respond. Oh, check this out, guys. And for the 20% who happen to say no, or they'll say, oh, well, I got to check with my business partner. Ideally, all the decision makers should be on the call too. If they got business partners, maybe their mom and pop spouse team, both partners should be there. All that stuff. You want the decision makers on the call. Can you imagine trying to explain this to a spouse or a business partner after everything I just walked through? It's too much. They won't get the same impact and effect. All the decision makers have to be on the call. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes stuff happens and they can't make it. Well, I got to check, or they got this big issue, a big fire, or they got to put out first, and then they're having a cash flow situation, whatever. It's not the right time, whatever there is. But here's the thing. They don't take you up on it. Check out this sticky here. You verbally downsell them into whatever else you might have. And here's the kicker, guys. Ask if they know of anyone else that this might be useful for. You instantly either save the sale or turn this entire proposal presentation into a referral generator if they say no. Boom. Now, not only do you have a proposal framework, you have a referral mechanism as well.
Inception again.
Exactly. And here's the quick recap, guys. So what we got, I want to make sure that I fulfilled on what I promised I would deliver. The 6-step framework that you can implement today to close more sales, high ticket or otherwise. The actual proposal that I use, I just walked you through that. How to templatize your proposal. All that proposal stays the same except for the title slide, the acknowledge the obvious side, the recap of the discovery notes, which is literally just you typing in your notes from the discovery call, and the final thank you slide where it shows them again. That's it. I went over the principles that allow you to control the sales process and all the value stacking and the price juxtaposition, and doing it on Zoom, having the decision makers there, slide presenting, all that stuff, right? What you should include in your offers, the 6-word close, and the secret sauce is be quiet after that close. And that was my promise to you, and I hope I delivered on it.
That was fantastic. And if anybody wanted to know how to sell a $20,000 app, yeah, I know these numbers just keep going up, right? Every time you see me on a webinar, that mobile app price is going up. This is how you sell a $20,000 multi-location app right here.
Yeah.
With this framework. That was fantastic. I want to take you through the lightning round, Dave. So you ready for this?
Let's go. Let's bring her.
Okay. We want to know the best advice you've ever received.
I have been working on myself for quite a while. I'm a work in progress. The best advice I tell myself, and that has been validated by others, is, right from, was it Socrates or Aristotle who said, know thyself. 2 words, know thyself. And that can also be interpreted to mindset. If you're broken upstairs, how is your business going to function? So work on yourself first. Whether that's meditation, I meditate daily. It helps calm the noise and all the distractions and let you be really present and focused. Work on you first, because, and that may sound selfish, but selfishness equals self-care. Never forget that. And I actually once had the wonderful pleasure of interviewing Gary Vaynerchuk, and he told me the exact same thing. I said, Gary, if you were to start over again, and for all the audience out there, what is the number one thing that you would do or work on? His 1-word answer was mindset. So don't take it from me, take it from Gary V.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. Very well said. All right. Now, you did recommend a book already, but if there's another book that you'd like to recommend to this audience, and why?
I thought you might ask that. Just so happens I have props. Proof trumps all. I have the book. It's called The Power of Focus.
I got it too.
You got this one?
I have that right up here.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. So the power of focus, this is near and dear to my heart because it's actually written by a good friend of mine. I went through his coaching program. So it's written by Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen, who did the Chicken Soup for the Soul series back in the day, like sold like hundreds of millions of books. They partnered with Les Hewitt, who's the true author of this book, but he was friends with them and he just borrowed their credibility. Again, borrowed credibility, right? Les happens to live right here in Calgary, Alberta, where I am. So I actually took his coaching program, and everything in that program, which cost me $10,000 back in the day, is essentially in this book. It's amazing. Now, this is the original edition. They recently had the 10th anniversary revised edition. Get this one. And I'm particularly biased because on page 290, I'm actually featured in the book.
Hey, all right.
Where we go? Can you see it? There we go.
That's cool.
And I got, even you mentioned I climbed Kilimanjaro before, Damien.
Yeah.
Actually had a shot of me in the book on the summit.
Yeah, great book, great book. Okay, one more for the lightning round. What would
Yep.
be like a tool, a resource, a software, a hack, a biohack, whatever that you would recommend to this audience and why?
Yeah, what we already mentioned is high level, do a white label version of it. And here's why. Anyone, if you're an agency owner and you're not using high level for your clients, you're leaving money on the table because you can add so much value. I just showed you how by including in your bundle, in your presentation. But not only that, the stickiness it gives you is insane. Before high level came around, I'm an old active campaign guy and ClickFunnels guy. Those are my two main platforms. You just have active campaign, ClickFunnels, and Stripe, and you're good to go in my industry, right? So that's what I typically recommended to my clients. Eventually, they would move on, and I would recommend and develop their entire tech stack. Who are they still paying? They're still paying ClickFunnels and active campaign, but they're not paying me anymore. This allows you to become have a SaaS offer, and even if they leave you because you introduce the technology, they'll still be using it. It's embedded into their systems, and it's an amazing stick and retention strategy. That's
well, and with that, if those of you that are not already marketing Go High Level, we don't sell on this, so I'm not going to pop a link here. We're going to stay true to that, but hit up support at GoMobileSolutions.com and say, give me Damien's affiliate link for that Go High Level. Now, the reason why I would suggest you do that through us is because my son, his wife, Kimberly, is on here, which, by the way, the newest member of the GoMobile employee team, which I'll explain that stuff later. But Chase is building a course on how to sell it, how to win, how to package, how to price, how to describe it, all that stuff. So those who go through our affiliate link will get access to that as well. So again, that's a good tool to recommend, obviously, because like it was right in the middle of your presentation as a big piece of the value, because it's not just a database, it's also a marketing beast, and does the, and it replaces all those different things and all those monthly services, and you save money, and it's phenomenal. And for those of you that want to get on that, just send an email to support. All right, Dave, I got a question for you. How would you like to play with the GoMobile community again in the future?
Yeah.
Huh? You like this?
Yeah, man, this is great.
Okay, well, we'd love to have you back on, and we're doing a lot of internal coaching now at GoMobile Solutions. We got a coaching schedule. I told you I've committed to and signed up for. We're coaching literally Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every single day for the next 6 months. And then of course, another 6 months. And yeah, I know, crazy, right? I've actually decided we're going to work a little harder this year. And we're going to work a little harder this year. But no, I'd like to recruit you to come in and fill my seat every once in a while, because you are an amazing trainer, Dave. I want you to know it's clear as day why you are probably the top certified partner for digital marketer. I mean, you've really honed your craft, and no wonder you get $90,000 sales left and right, because again, with this framework that you have methodically put together, it covers everything. It hits objections, it hits credibility, it creates social proof and case study. And it's very well weighted and balanced, and it's clear. It's clear. So just do me a favor and tell everybody how they can follow you again. Just let them know how they can follow Dave.
Yep, you bet. I'm on the Facebooks. That's where I'm most active, because I'm an old mofo that way. I'm not on the TikToks. So you can go to facebook.com/Dave Albano is my last name. Albano.
So this has been
Very-
incredible, Dave. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Awesome,
Thanks
man.
so much, guys. Truly appreciate it. Sounds like there wasn't a ton of questions. A lot of speakers and presenters think that's a bad thing. Because they think, oh, I didn't land properly and they don't like me and they feel judged and all that stuff. I take the opposite. If I get no questions, that tells me I did my job well because I answered everything for you. So
You did your job above and beyond well, sir. Like, I can't wait till the next session. So this has been fun. Thank you so much, Dave. I appreciate you. This has been a lot of fun, jamming with you. You're a really good friend. And let's catch up next week as well. All right. Well, you know what time it is. It's time for us to land this plane. Thank you so much for your attention today. Thank you so much for showing up and staying present. Hopefully you took lots of screenshots and you're already building your presentation and you're ready to put this to work tomorrow. That's what this was designed for. This one was designed for you to say, okay, I've just learned a better way. Put it to work. All right, guys. Love you so much. Have a great weekend. Go mobile or go home. Take care, everybody.